Interim guidelines for assessment and grading in light of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. To ensure teaching and learning continuity while after the health, safety, and well-being of its learning, teachers, and personnel, the Department of Education issued DepEd Order No. 012 titled Adoption of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan or the BELCP for school year 2020-2021 in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. As DepEd pursues learning continuity, DepEd issues the interim guidelines for assessment and grading in light of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan to provide guidance on the assessment of students' learning on the grading scheme to be adopted this school year. The policy is grounded on the following principles. 1. Assessment should be holistic and authentic in capturing the attainment of the most essential learning competencies. 2. Assessment is integral for understanding student learning and development. 3. A variety of assessment strategies is necessary, with formative assessment taking priority to inform teaching and promote growth and mastery. 4. Assessment and feedback should be a shared responsibility among teachers, learners, and their families. 5. Assessment and grading should have a positive impact on learning. Teachers, school leaders, learners, and parents must commit to uphold the integrity of learning and instruction in the context of distance education. The main desire of the policy are 1. To ensure that all learners are fairly assessed and graded in continuation of education during health crisis. 2. To emphasize that learning standards shall be attained with provision of reasonable leniency and consideration for possible difficulties met by learners. The role of teachers. Design the assessment with flexibility. Communicate to learners and parents or guardian the design and standards for grading system. Give timely, constructive, and relevant feedback. Setting up mechanisms to monitor and record progress remotely. Facilitating remediation for learners who need further guidance. The role of learners. Learners expected to be proactive in updating their teacher of their situation, progress, and challenges encountered. A non-mandatory self-monitoring tool may be accomplished independently or with assistance with parent or guardian if necessary. It is not required but highly recommended to keep track of learners' academic progress. The role of parents and guardians. Parents and guardians will play a crucial role in guiding their children in adapting to the changes of distance learning processes. 1. Communicate with teacher to give updates on their child's situation, progress, and challenges encountered. 2. Guiding their children in accomplishing the assessment task and or monitoring tools designed by their teacher. To evaluate student learning at particular points in each quarter, summative assessments shall continue in the form of written works and performance tasks. Written works shall be administered to assess essential knowledge and understanding through quizzes and long or unit tests. Performance tasks refer to assessment tasks that allow learners to show what they know and are able to do in diverse ways. They may create or innovate products or do performance-based tasks, including skill demonstrations, group presentations, oral work, multimedia presentations, and research projects. It is important to note that written outputs may also be considered as performance tasks. For the current school year, quarterly assessment shall not be administered. However, days allotted for quarterly assessments in DepEd Order 7, Series of 2020, or the school calendar and activities for school year 2020-2021 may be used for the presentation of major performance for the quarter that addresses the performance standard. Quarterly examinations were given a weight of 20% constantly in DO number 8 series of 2015. Since it will no longer be a part of the grading system for this school year, its previously determined weight was distributed equally into written works and performance tasks, allotting an additional 10% to each component. This maintains an emphasis on performance tasks for some learning areas. New grading system for school year 2020-2021. Magbalik tanaw muna tayo sa ating old grading system based on DepEd Order No. 8 Series of 2015. Para sa grade level 1 to 10, meron tayong tatlong component, ang written work, ang performance task, at ang quarterly assessment. Para sa subject na languages, araling panlipunan, at edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, meron tayong 30, 50, at 30%. Para sa science and math, meron tayong 40, 40, at 20%. Para sa MAPE and EPP, TLE, meron tayong 20, 60, at 20%. Para naman sa grade 11 and 12, meron tayong tatlong component, which is the written work, performance task, at quarterly assessment. Para sa core subject, meron tayong 25, 50, at 25%. Para naman sa academic track, sa all other subjects, 25, 45, and 30%. Para naman sa work immersion, research, business enterprise, simulation, exhibit, and performance, meron tayong 35, 40, at 25%. Para naman sa technical, vocational, and livelihood, or TVL, sport, arts, and design track, sa all other subjects, meron tayong 40, 40, at 20%. Sa work immersion, research, exhibit, and performance, may 20, 60, and 20%. Para sa new grading system based on DepEd Order number 31 series of 2020, para sa grade level 1 to 10, meron na lamang tayong dalawang component, which is the written work at ang performance task. Para sa subject na languages, araling panlipunan at edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, meron tayong 40 at 60%. Sa science and math naman, meron tayong 50 at 50%. MAPE and EPPTLE, meron tayong 30 at 70%. Para sa grade 11 and 12, meron pa rin tayong dalawang component, ang written work at ang performance task. Ang core subject, merong 40 at 60%. While on the academic track, all other subjects, 40 and 60% din. Para sa work immersion, research, business enterprise, simulation, exhibit at performance, merong tig 50%. Habang sa technical, vocational, and livelihood, TVL, sport, arts, and design track, para sa all other subjects, para sa work immersion, research, at exhibit performance, ay merong 30 at 70%. Para sa pag-compute ng grades, Step 1, get the total score of the learner in each component. So dito sa example, sa learner A, ang kanyang written works, 10, 9, 8, at 9. Ang total ay 36. Para sa performance task, 10, 9, 8, at 5. Ang total ay 32. Step 2, get the percentage score or PS by dividing the total score by the total highest possible score and then multiply by 100. So sa example na to, so here's the sample computation for math and science. So for PS, total score divided by total highest possible score multiply by 100. So sa learner A, ang total score ay 36 divided by total highest possible score, which is 40, multiplied by 100. The answer is 90. So sa learner A, ang PS niya or ang percentage score ay 90. Step 3, compute the weighted average. For sample computation for math and science, weighted average is equal to percentage score multiplied by component weight, which is in decimal form. So weighted average is equal to 90, which is the PS, multiplied by 0.50, which is the component weight na nasa decimal form. So the answer is 45. It depends on the weight of the component. Para naman sa performance task, just do the same to other components and learners. Step 4. Get the initial grade by adding the weighted averages of written work and performance task. So here is another sample computation for math and science. So initial grade is equal to written works, weighted average plus performance task weighted average. So ang written works ay 45 at ang performance task ay 40. So ang initial grade ay 85. Step 5. Get the quarter grade by transmuting the initial grade. So ang initial grade na nakuha natin ay 85. Ang transmuted grade niya ay 90. So the quarterly grade of learner A is 90.